Whoa! Woo! Oh yeah! Oh! Hell yeah! Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stefano, where I talk to you guys about health, wellness, and improvement. And I share my personal experiences, which means that I'm your guinea pig, and I give you the information so that you can better your life on a day-to-day basis. So I got a very, very special video for you guys today. We're going to do an ice bath, and we're going to be followed and guided by our very own resident expert, Andreas. Andreas is just waiting for us down here. Hey Andreas, how's it going?
What's up, Steph?
Everything good?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, so this guy is my cousin, Andreas. He taught me how to do my first ice bath, also taught me how to meditate and how to do breathing exercises. So he really is like the resident expert. He's going to guide us through today's ice bath. Maybe you want to give a bit intro of yourself?
Of course, and thanks for having me. So, what can I tell about myself? I'm mostly into physical and mental in combination with spiritual coaching, and I think ice bath is one of the greatest means to really get into the deep connection. So, how should we get started?
So usually what you do is you have your clients like meditate, right? And then you have them do breathing exercises. We're not going to show that in the video for today, but if you want to find out more about meditation and breathing exercises, you can go to this guy's website. I will put the link to his website down below, and you can also find his link to his Instagram down below. So it's Be Like Water?
BeLikeWaterCoaching.com.
Very nice. So Andreas, what exactly are the basics of starting an ice bath? Like, what do we need?
Well, first of all, you need some Class A participants. People are really willing to dive into it. Second of all, a good container for all the water. So your regular bathtub in the bathroom will work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have a fancy-ass barrel that you can tune up to contain pretty much any size of person. Besides that, obviously the ice, very crucial. So I would say for about 2 to 3 people, depending on the container, about 50 kilos of ice will definitely suffice to get you to that 3 degrees Celsius temperature for water. And enough water to fill up the top, obviously. Oh yeah! Thank you. And what's yeah, that's the proper amount for the barrel. All right, Steph, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. So what's the temperature again?
So we try to keep it at around 3 degrees Celsius to get the nice chilling effect.
Okay, so when I get in, I should focus on my breathing or something?
As soon as you get in, the best thing to do is just relax.
Yeah.
Accept what comes. The cold is gonna trigger you to tense up your muscles. Do completely the opposite. Use the breathing that we did to relax and to accept the cold.
Okay, and how long should I stay in there for?
Well, since you're already physically quite fit, I would say feel what it's like, up to 2 minutes. If you're comfortable with it, if it's not stinging, don't overdo anything. You can stay longer.
Okay.
So we're gonna time it.
All right, here I go. Woo!
Ease into it. Use that breath. That's it. That's it.
"12 seconds later."
Whoa.
Do you feel comfortable to explain what you're going through right now?
I feel really cold. No, but I feel like my core is somewhat like warming up from the center towards my skin. I feel a bit numb, but I feel like I'm starting to get adapted a little bit. I feel tingly all over my skin, that's for sure. But the breathing definitely helps quite a bit.
All right, now you're going through the activation of the muscle nodes of the vascular system. And that's the tingling for you.
Now I'm starting to feel warm.
Need some more ice for that?
How about a beer?
So yeah, ice bath can be such an amazing gift to your body, to yourself. But the most important thing that you'll encounter is the face-off with your own ego. So what you don't want to do is to push yourself. If you feel that your body is saying, no, stop it, it's enough, listen to it. Don't overdo it. Don't try to push it. This is still a very yin exercise. This is to find peace and rest and calm, to invite, to accept the cold. If you fight it, if you're pushing in against it, that's completely the opposite of what we're trying to achieve here. So right now we're hitting 2 minutes. So let's check in how Steph is doing. So you just hit the 2 minutes. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling adjusted. Feeling like warm actually. In my core, my skin is cold, but definitely the pain is gone. But it feels quite good.
Doesn't always have to be so serious. Huh? You can always make a Stefahini out of it.
All right, I think I'm good.
All right,
come out.
Let's get you out of there. Slowly, come on out. Oh, take it easy. Moment to adapt. Any stars flying?
Nope.
All right, you're good. That's it.
Oh. Woo.
Take it all in, baby. Take it all in.
Oh yeah, sun. So is there anything I should do to like warm up when I come out?
Listen to your body, man. If you feel like moving a little bit, take that movement. If you feel like immediately embracing yourself with a towel, do it.
Yeah.
If you feel like absorbing the sun, go for it, man.
I think I'll just dry up with the sun. I feel tingly all over, swear to God. I feel so tingly. I'm becoming red.
Enjoying, because
Nice.
that's going to be addictive. All right, well, it's my turn, I guess. Home sweet home. So yeah, once you start doing this on a regular basis, first thing you'll know is, especially the ends of your body, your hands, your feet, your ankles, the parts that usually get cold, they hurt like hell in the beginning. But that's good. It's what you want to get. It's opening the vascular system. And afterwards, the least of your worries.
So how often do you do this?
At least getting one every month, twice.
Mm-hmm. And how long can you go usually?
However long I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Like today, I don't know. I'll see what it gives.
Okay.
No. Usually stay around 2 minutes. Sometimes go up to 10.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Nice.
Whew. Was that ice or nice?
So there you go, guys. We just went through a whole ice bath with Andreas. We're gonna interview him now, so stay tuned. Okay. Any last words you want to say before we get into the interview?
Definitely start showering. Cold showers are the best way to start with an ice bath. See you in the tub. See you on Steph's show. Wherever. It was a great time, man.
Health, yeah. Hey guys, we're now here sitting with Andreas. We're going to do an interview and kind of ask him a few questions about the whole process, what he's learned over time, and what can help you guys with trying this out. I got to say, like, I feel super warm. I feel really relaxed as well. It did feel quite good, actually.
It's exhilarating, man. It's the best feeling in the world. Every day should start like that.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Every day starting like that would be a bit much for myself.
If you get a limited stock of ice, you should do it.
Maybe let's start with some very basic questions. So what exactly is cold tolerance?
I guess to a certain point, very subjective point, because it's something that you grow in very fast or slow, depending on what your mentality is towards it. Is it something that you feel that you feel the benefits, you're allowing the benefits of it to reach you, then of course your tolerance is going to be much greater and increase much faster, as opposed to if you're reluctant to go into that phase of growth. And so bringing the experience and learning from that experience, actually triggering your inner wisdom. So in terms of tolerance, I would say, in my personal opinion, it's more relating to the first one, how you stand across it.
Yeah, like you mentioned while we were doing the ice bath, let your ego go is what you said. And that really reflected. Actually, while doing the ice bath, I realized I want to get out of here as quickly as I can. But eventually you understand that that's just your ego telling you to get out. So resisting to cold and cold tolerance is really like a lesson to listen to your body, to have that kind of mind-body connection.
It's, yeah, I guess to a certain point, a philosophy. You know, you can change, you can be diverse, see what happens in that moment.
Yeah.
Let's say at certain points, I like I said, I can do an ice bath for 10 minutes, but other days I want to be out of there even before 2 minutes, the mark of 2 minutes. So just listen to yourself. You can have better days, you can have worse days. So it's already in there. Your body will indicate it. You just need to listen.
One question that I get from a lot of people is when I tell them that I do cold showers or occasionally do an ice bath is, why do you do it? And it's kind of hard to explain to somebody why you do it. So I ask you, why should people do this?
Before answering that, maybe I should ask you the question, why are you doing it?
I'm doing it because I want to learn as much as I can about my limits. I want to put myself in, I guess, uncomfortable situations so that I can learn where can I push myself, where can I not. But that was at the beginning when I wanted to start with cold tolerance. What I've learned from doing cold showers every single day and occasionally doing ice baths is there's more to that. There's a lot of physiological benefits, actually, that science has proven and demonstrated to be really good for our health. So that's one of the big reasons why I continue to do it.
Yeah. All right. For me, I guess the reason why I started doing it was completely different. It was more out of curiosity. Already as a kid, I really enjoyed submerging myself in, I guess, something that was a shocking cold temperature, but it just felt so pleasing to me. So that's what I did. When here in Belgium, we went to the Ardennes during autumn, almost winter. I would lay down into the creeks without having done any proper exercise before it, breathing exercises whatsoever. And I don't know, ever since, especially when I hit my own turn points, I realized okay, there's actually much more in life that I just want to experience through feeling it, not by thinking it, by planning it.
Yeah, I completely
just
get that.
by receiving it.
Yeah.
And that's why the ice bathing came in handy. And I mean, I cannot deny on a scientific fact, there is a lot of physiological benefits that you get from it, which for me is just a massive bonus in the ice bathing.
Maybe for the viewers, why should they do this?
Oh,
why should they try it?
Why should you try it? I mean, why wouldn't you try anything in life? That's basically how wisdom is created, just by doing and learning by doing instead of learning by reading. And yeah, just see what it does to you as a human. See what this is one of the few moments where you get to experience life through your own eyes. I mean, this is something that only you can decide for yourself what it does to you. It's not something that you get an opinion from someone else. No, this is something personal. So if you try it for the first time, maybe even try it alone. If you need that encouragement with somebody who's like-minded as you, go for it. Do a double challenge. It's magnificent. But that would be the first thing. Otherwise, I mean, in terms of benefits that you can get out of it, there are a few. I mean, sports injuries heal much quicker thanks to ice baths, thanks to cryogenic freezing. It reduces stress.
Faster wake up.
faster, a hell of a lot wake up. Is without the substance abuse, I guess you would get in about 5 shots of coffee at least.
Yeah, I know that feeling for sure.
Not the sloppy kind of coffee. So many benefits. I mean, you're losing fat, you get more energy, less stress, all these things. It's amazing, but I guess it all depends on what you experience at this moment.
Mm-hmm. At least do it one time, maybe 2 times, and then see for yourself if you enjoy this or not, whether it helps you, whether you see some benefits, and then maybe continue from there. Okay, so we talked about, like we've been doing this, and we told them why they should do this. Now, are there situations where people should not be doing this?
Oh, definitely. I tend to inform my customers to start taking cold showers weeks ahead.
Yeah.
So I usually try to, at least if I have an older crowd, to go a month ahead. Younger crowds can be done in a week, 2 weeks or so. Even if you're in good shape, you can do it on the spot. Should be fine, as long as you're connected with your body and you're not, let's say, too desk bound and a bit rusty in certain areas. But also cardiac diseases or any cardiac failures, those people also have to watch out. Heart conditions can be dangerous, so that's why the showering is actually such a good element to get introduced to it.
Yeah.
You start with, let's say, a basic ending a hot shower with 30 seconds of cold water. That already will get your nervous system activated. My body was actually made to resist in any kind of weather. I mean, we're having a good time right now, but I mean, this is Belgium. We get crap all the time.
Yeah, as humans, we've evolved to tolerate crazy weather.
Exactly. Yeah. So what do we get? Our vascular system just narrows down because, you're just keeping the heat together, and pretty much the whole system weakens. Your heart has to pump a lot harder, a lot faster to push everything through. Yeah. This creates stress. So just already triggering this with a 30 seconds to start, like just do it 30 seconds for a week long, see what happens. Like that's more than enough to already reactivate that system.
Yeah.
If you can push it up, like build it up to a minute and a half, fantastic.
Yeah.
As soon as you can take a cold shower for 2 minutes, you're ready for an ice bath.
Okay, that's a good kind of threshold to get to, I guess, because when I started a year ago, I started with 30 seconds, like you mentioned. Within a week, I was up to around 2 minutes. That's personally.
But I have to point out, like I've had people come up to me and say, "Yeah, but I've done the cold shower thing," and like then it never worked. Like they weren't ready for the ice bath, and I was like, how come? Like you said you were doing the cold shower thing, and what happens is they just went like over the click, over the half. When the red turns blue, I was like,
lukewarm.
You got to go on maximum on that one. So
yeah.
Push it.
Well, what about pregnant women? Should they be doing ice baths or?
No, that's best. I mean, I guess certain women or certain physiologies would allow it, but this is like to a very deep level connected to how well you know your own body.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I would not recommend it.
Yeah. Okay. So I think overall, like people that have vascular problems or heart problems, or people or women that are pregnant, you would say like,
yeah,
you maybe talk to your doctor first.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe going back into the history of you starting with this, like where did you first hear this? Like this practice, this cold tolerance and the ice baths, and what got you to get into it and to pursue it?
As a kid, I was kind of attracted to it, so I would do it, I guess, naturally. Ice bathing, I think the first time hit me when I started coaching. I encountered a few, let's say, fellow colleagues who were also in the field of experiences, of training people, of coaching. And there I met someone who was also doing it at the time. And so, after a while, I just started doing it. During the first lockdown, it was the first thing I did. Like, okay, we're stuck at home. Take the garden hose. It was still night frost at the time. I would just rinse myself. Did that 3 mornings in a row. I was like, okay, it stings. And it feels shocking, but I think it would even be better if I could just lay in a tub. So I literally bought an inflatable tub and started doing that. It was very addictive. And then it became a bummer that summer was at the door. So it was getting hotter and hotter and more difficult to get cold water.
Yeah, you could not wait for that frost to come.
No, that's when I started pushing, motivating other people so I wouldn't just use the ice for myself, but also get other people triggered to do it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people they connect, ice bathing with the famous Iceman, Wim Hof.
Wim Hof.
So is that where you first learned about it from his teachings, or did you hear about it some other way?
Actually, it wasn't from him directly that I or somehow that I encountered him. Like I said, it was more the other guy, a friend of mine. However, he was trained personally by Wim Hof.
Oh, okay.
And I would say Wim Hof has all the basics to get started. But no, that man is a legend.
Definitely.
I love everything about him. The way he talks, the way he sees life, the way he just does. He's one of those doers. He's not the kind of person who over intelligently communicates with people using fancy words. No, what you see is what you get.
He's raw. The guy can swim under a sheet of ice for 10 meters with nothing but a Speedo and can run marathons in the Arctic. It's pretty crazy. But I mean, this guy is adapted his body to the environmental stress that happens all around him, and it's just really interesting. When I see the guy in videos or whatever, I'm stumped. I'm like, wow, if he can do it and his followers can do it, then it can definitely have huge benefits for me. So
he's one of the first guys where you can just say like directly, he's a master of biohacking. In a previous life, he must have been a samurai or something, or maybe a polar bear. I don't know, discipline, cold. Yeah, for sure.
Could have been.
You can get that out if you.
So we talked about how beginners, can start with cold tolerance and then eventually leading up to ice baths. So that's for beginners. What is it that advanced people should be doing? People that have already been doing it for some time, maybe they take an ice bath like once a month and they are taking cold showers at least every day. For myself, I feel like I'm in that bucket of people. What would be the next step for those people and for myself?
I would say it all depends on what your end goal is or what your direction is. So you already mentioned like you want to push yourself to the extremes, and not only to see how far you can go, but also what benefits it brings to you. I'd say continue doing it. If the ice element is something that triggers you, I mean, look at Wim Hof. He's running marathons in the Arctic sceneries. He's climbing mountains, and he's barely using any equipment anymore. So except for his breathwork. That could be a direction to go to. For me, I'm just gonna continue doing this, just trying to see what else I can discover, because the acceptance of the cold teaches you something every day. Every ice bath you will take will be a different experience.
Yeah. Personally, for me, you mentioned the two factors. So for me, it's like pushing my limits and then getting the benefits for my health. Then when I look at the limits, like I look at Wim Hof, and the limits are quite far for me to get to, but I don't know if I really want to get to those limits. So yeah, maybe something that I need to figure out, that you guys need to figure out, how far do you want to take this regarding the benefits and what you're gaining from it, as you just mentioned. So it's not a question that's a yes or no. I have a feeling that's not just black or white. You have to feel it out for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the experience of pushing yourself, by all means, go for it. But be honest with yourself. Do you actually like it? Or is it something that you're comparing yourself to with the outside world?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
But already, like in the ice bath, the way I said it while we were doing it, like accept the cold. This thing, Wim Hof always says, like, let the cold be your teacher.
Yeah.
It's so true, because the cold is actually going to bring up certain elements within you, and like the way I experienced it, it was mostly in terms of acceptance. I was somebody who had a lot of difficulties accepting things from the outside. So, but after a while, you just realize like, okay, actually, if I relax, my body is okay with it.
Yeah.
And, oh, okay, actually I can melt in this coldness.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing feeling, and suddenly you get this switch. You're learning, and this is what I'm trying to accept also in my life, is to accept more from what life is giving to me. Like it's happening to me. So why should I resist?
That's a good point, because you mentioned, during really tough periods, you feel like you need to control what's happening in your life. And this is what ice baths has taught me, is to not control everything, to just let things happen and let them be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that really resonates as well.
Taking things in your hands, which is good, but find the balance. Sometimes there are certain things that we can let go of.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. So you mentioned while we were doing the ice bath, the water should be around a temperature of 3 degrees. But what is too cold? Like I understand, Wim Hof, he sometimes goes diving into the Arctic water. I mean, what is too cold?
Again, that's a very subjective point. As how far have you progressed in the cold resistance? I wouldn't call it resistance, tolerance, accepting.
Yeah.
So how far you're on that point? Because usually, I mean, if you haven't properly trained, let's say you haven't triggered the electrodes in your skin to react to the cold temperature, then that would automatically make you more vulnerable against cold, freezing cold. Just take your time. If your body, I mean, in the beginning it will cramp up a tiny bit, but just listen. Is it something that you notice? Okay, it's the vascular system that is cramping up. Something that you can feel along those lines, because that's also very challenging to recognize in the beginning. Then, okay, you can allow it. If it's really frostbite on your skin, stop it.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll have plenty more times in your life. Nobody's going to judge you. Just try it.
That makes sense. I guess you got to build your tolerance to the cold up to the point where it's still comfortable in a way. And by slowly building that tolerance, you get to bring that temperature lower and lower and lower. At the very beginning, you might be able to take a shower for a really, really cold shower for 1 minute, and that would be too much. And then over time, you will build it, and then 1 minute in the cold shower will feel like nothing.
Exactly. So, just start with the shower, even if it's lukewarm. If that's your beginning point, then who are we to judge?
Yeah. See what's too cold for you, and then try to surpass your limits at a comfortable pace, I would say.
Yeah. And don't be surprised if right after the cold shower you're gonna get extremely hot.
Oh yeah.
But you had it.
That's why I love cold showers, because I mean, especially in the winter, actually, surprisingly, I would love to take cold showers even though it's cold outside, because I would feel super warm right after coming out. I wouldn't even need to put a sweater, would turn off my heater and everything, and it's just good for a few hours. I
have to say, even in winter, the first time I did it in winter was takes discipline.
Yeah, but you were doing ice baths in winter.
Well, I've done a few, but yeah, still the shower thing, where you're in a household that I never really turned on any heating systems in my house, and then taking that shower, that's usually coming out of a warm, comfortable bed. Yeah. I have to admit, that can be challenging.
So by building your tolerance to cold, what are the benefits to your health? I've heard from a lot of people, and especially experts, that what you get to do is you can boost your immune system, by being able to build your tolerance to cold and taking cold showers every single day. I've also heard, for example, that they inoculated Wim Hof with specific viruses, and he was able to fight them off or to reject them very easily. But that's the special legendary case. But I want to know your point of view on what the benefits are.
I think you can throw a crane at that guy and he would still be standing. No, but there are definitely a large amount of benefits, health benefits that you can get from it. And the first one is the effect that it has on your vascular system. The vascular muscle toads that are activated as soon as the cold hits your skin. So what it's going to do, it's going to enlarge your vessels.
Okay.
So to this extent, you have a better circulation. That's the first benefit. And as a result of a better circulation, your cells are better fed because you get a lot more going through there. So in terms of already taking care of sports injuries, that's a big factor that plays in there. So that's why also in cryogenic they use this a lot for top athletes to constantly refill the body or reconstruct the body where damage has been suffered. Secondly, thanks to the better circulation, finally the heart rate can calm down. So this is a major point, especially in today's society where stress is a big issue. Usually stress means that our heart is pumping faster, is pumping harder. Also because our vascular system is already, because of ourselves wearing clothes, narrowing down. So heart has to pump a lot more and keep pushing that cortisol in. So finally having the space, the heart can breathe at a normal pace. And that's why the energy can finally go more to your metabolic system.
Probably the reason why I feel really relaxed right now.
Yeah, that's definitely a typical outcome of it. You feel a lot more relaxed, body is calm, you feel the stress going away. At the same time, our body contains two different types of fat. And the one you typically have there for men who drink a lot of beer is the white fat, white fats. But our body also has what we call brown fats. And the brown fats is what keeps us, or what protects us from the cold. And this is actually what we've lost over all those generations for wearing clothes and living indoors. So the brown fat is, or at least when we submerge ourselves in ice cold, our body will have to switch back to creating brown fats to protect the entire body, which is good. We get protective layer again. But at the same time, we need energy to do this. So our body will tend to burn the white fats. So we get rid of the bad fats.
So in a way, you're converting the white fat to brown fat, which takes up a lot less space in your body. I guess the brown fat is just a very thin layer throughout your entire skin that helps to tolerate against cold.
Exactly. Like brown fat, I wouldn't call it baby fat, but it's definitely... It's more evenly spread, so you won't have it in a concentrated place or anything like that will make you look fat. Another point, like you said, immunity will increase tremendously. So this exposure to cold will trigger your body to create more white blood cells. So as you mentioned, Wim Hof got injected with, I believe it was SARS. At the time, and he was very eager to do it as well with COVID, just to prove a point. And I mean, the guys just walked away from it. And some of his master teachers or student teachers also same thing. But that's not only the ice bath; that's in combination with breathwork. Very important. The last thing would be depression. So it takes down depression a lot because this exposure to cold triggers in the brain the creation of noradrenaline. So that's more of a positive feeling that comes to your brain. Even for certain people, endorphins are released in the process of. So that's also always a glad feeling.
Endorphins are also things that are released when you do lots of sports. Like whenever you're done with sports, you usually feel pretty relaxed, and you feel really calm. So that's the same kind of chemicals or hormones that are being released in your body when you take cold baths, I guess.
Exactly.
Coming back to the benefits, I have to say, like, ever since I started with the ice baths, which was almost exactly a year ago, I have not gotten sick once that I can remember. I mean, I might have caught some things, but I never felt like I was actually sick. I had a really high temperature or anything. So could be because of cold showers and ice baths, could be because of something else, but this is a fact. So
I'm going on 3 years now, so sickless and
wow, congrats, man.
I have to find another excuse if my boss sees it.
He's gonna be like, no, you never get sick.
Damn.
So Dre, you mentioned you try to focus with your clients for their well-being on the mind, the body, and the spirits. So ice baths, I guess they do deal with an overlap of all these things. What other practices go well with, you know, cold tolerance and taking ice baths?
The first one I really love to do for myself is breathwork.
Yeah.
I know it's on the expression side a little less,
Mm-hmm.
but this is one to really get most intimate with your body.
Mhm.
Because breathing is taking in air. It's the most intimate way to interact with the outside world.
Mhm.
Is breathing. So there already lies a big complementarity in warming up your body, of awakening your body to do this ice bath. Otherwise, I'm always a big fan of not taking life too serious. So whenever I can, instead of breathing, I might do singing,
Mm-hmm.
dancing, a big one. So
Mm.
trance dancing, and by that I don't mean a rave club or anything. I mean, by all means, go for it. But for me, it's really like to get into a rhythm and just let your body do whatever it feels like doing. But also just plain meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is currently what I do most of the time. Is just 2 times on a daily basis for 10 minutes. Just sit down, take it back to the breathing,
Mhm.
and slow down things. Just experience, see if what your body is indicating,
Mhm.
because your body knows you the best, and your spirit is already in your body.
Mhm.
The only thing that's distracting you from it is your mind, who's absorbing or is taking in everything that happens outside of you.
Well, we did do some meditation and some breathing just before taking the ice baths, and I gotta say, for me, it really helped me put me in the mindset and that relaxed mode, you know, and that letting go of control to be able to just take that leap into the ice bath. So yeah, definitely that. I think that those are really good practices that go well with cold tolerance and ice bathing. Okay, so yeah, we got quite a lot of information. I definitely learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot. You know, Andreas is still doing his coaching. If you are in the neighborhood, you know, contact him. Go to belikewatercoaching.com. Check out his Instagram. They will both be mentioned below. There's lots of benefits to this. Do you have any last words you want to mention to the audience?
I would say take this opportunity to do some introspection. Next time you hit the shower, challenge yourself, see what it might do to you, and yeah, just take it up from there, man. Who knows? Maybe we'll see each other in a vat, in a tub, anywhere.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and maybe you'll see him in real life as well. So have a nice day, guys.
Take care.